Hey, welcome in. My name is Ricky Runs. I'm just kidding. I'm just messing around. I'm not gonna be talking like that the whole video. But today we're gonna be talking about magic finding, the basics for Diablo 2 and Diablo 2 Resurrected. So let's get to it.
Millie on the brain, never getting sleep.
Mainly, we're going to be just talking about regular monsters in the game. There are different variations of monster groups, but we're just focusing on a regular monster for this example. And the game does have a fairly complicated system for determining what item may or may not drop from a specific monster in a specific area. But the way that I like to think about it, to keep it simple so that it makes more sense and it's just an easier way to visualize it, is that the game has like a cup of dice, and each dice is determining a different variable. So the first dice that rolls is essentially determining whether this monster is even going to drop an item or not. The next dice that rolls is determining what item from that specific monster's loot table is going to drop. And then the third dice that rolls is determining what variation or rarity of that item is going to drop. The next thing about this game that might be a little bit confusing is magic find percentages and how those work. Because if you're like me and you think that if you have 100% magic find, that means you're going to have a 100% chance of a magic item dropping, then unfortunately for both of us, that's not really how it works. It's a little more complicated than that. So the easiest way to explain it is if you have 100% magic find, which is a percentage of it increases the chance of finding magic items. That's what it will read like in the game. I can see if I have any items in my stash that show you. I think I have Isrunes. Here we go. So see how it says better chance of getting magic items. So that's what we're talking about with magic find. If you have 100% magic find on your character, it essentially means that you're doubling your odds of a magic item dropping from that monster. Like I said, there are a bunch of variables. Every monster, even almost every monster, has a chance of not dropping an item altogether. So that's something to just keep in mind. But also, it has diminishing returns for different rarities of items as well. So if you have 100% magic find, it increases your odds of finding a unique item by 70%, a set item by 80%, and a rare item by 85%. So that's something to keep in mind as well, that obviously just because you're going to get magic items doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to get rarer items from that monster. One of the hardest things to do in this game when you're building a character is finding that balance between magic find and kill speed, because you don't want to sacrifice too much of your kill speed to stack a bunch of magic find, because it starts kind of working in reverse and being redundant. If you have a ton of magic find but it's taking you twice as long to kill a monster, then it probably isn't worth it, if that makes sense. So what we want to try to do is find that balance between magic find and clear speed while maintaining its efficiency as you farm different areas throughout the game. Another thing to keep in mind, though, is magic find does have severely diminished returns when you get over 400% magic find. Typically, I recommend trying to stick somewhere between 200 and 300% so you can still maintain that clear speed without sacrificing too much magic find. So that's going to be it for the video. Thank you guys so much for coming by. I hope you guys learned something or maybe gained a little insight into a different way of thinking about these things. And we're going to tackle some more of these topics more in depth in some later videos. But if you haven't yet, make sure you like and subscribe and check out my other videos. I'm going to be doing a whole beginner series of videos for people who just got into this game. I've only been playing for about a month or two, but I'm loving it and want to help new players however I can. But thank you guys so much once again. If you want to come by, I stream 5 days a week over on Twitch, Ricky_Ransom1. Check it out. Peace.
In my phone.